Welcome back to another video by the Canadian Home Painter. In today's video, I'm just going to demonstrate how easy it is to use tape when cutting your line on top of your baseboard with your wall color. For this application, I would suggest you get a good tape. Don't go cheap and just get some cheap tape. They don't usually stand up as good as something a little bit more heavy duty. And there is a tendency for the paint to bleed through in spots or just breaks when you're applying it. There is some real cheap tape out there. Make sure you spend a few dollars. This tape is about $5 a roll, but there is tape that's even better that could go up to as much as $10 a roll here in Canada. But yeah, you want to just make sure that you get a good, decent painter's tape. What I like to do is I put it along the top, and I'll just smooth it out with my fingers first. I'm just making sure that it's nice and straight along the top of that baseboard, and that there's no bubbles or any spots it's not sticking. Now, what I do like to do is take the end of my knife, which has a metal end that protrudes out, and I just run that along the top, just to ensure that everything is stuck and there's no gaps anywhere, and it's a nice tight seal. That is a very important part of this. Now, after you have the tape on, you're going to want to make sure that you protect your flooring. So for that, you want to make sure you have a drop cloth. And you're going to put that drop cloth just right up to the baseboard and make sure all the carpet is covered. It's always best to prepare just in case something did happen, you had a spill or some drips or whatever. You just want to make sure that you protect your carpet. Now, if you're using latex and you do get some on the carpet, what you want to do is quickly get a damp rag, and you're going to want to wipe that up as quick as possible, and usually you can get it off if you get it in time. Then I like to take my 1.5-inch brush and just start applying the paint evenly. I find the 1.5-inch brush works great. You want to make sure that you get a good amount on. I will be putting a second coat, but for this first coat, you want it to be nicely evenly distributed. So you want to make sure that you feather the paint up the wall just to ensure that you don't have any high points or anything that would be visible. If you don't do that feathering, sometimes it can look kind of heavy in certain spots. You see, I don't put too much paint on the end of the brush, and it does go quite a long ways and puts on a nice evenly distributed coat. You don't want to put it on too heavy, and you don't want to put it on too light. If you put it on too heavy, you could get some paint runs, and if you put it on too light, you just won't have good coverage. So what I like to do is get that coat on. I'm just going to go around this outlet as well. So I like to get that covered nice and good, and then I don't like leaving the tape on. I do prefer to take it off as soon as I get that paint on, while the paint is still wet. So I'm just going to take the tape by the corner there and just slowly, not too quick, not too slow, but just remove the tape off the top of the baseboard. And you can see that's a very straight line, and it looks great. Like I said, dark colors can be a little bit tricky to get straight lines, especially when you're up against a white baseboard. But painter's tape works great for that. And if you are a do-it-yourselfer and you're not too comfortable with doing freehand, I have made a lot of videos doing freehand. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, then you are best to use some tape. You'll be very happy with how it turns out, and yeah, it'll look very professional. It takes a little bit more time as opposed to just doing it freehand, but not too much time. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.